Hi, I'm Dr. Josh Lang. I'm here to talk to you briefly about the Doctor of Business Administration at Triagon, Malta's first professional doctorate of business administration. I'm excited that we've had so much interest and so many questions, and I'd like to just answer some of the most frequent ones that I can here today and give you a good idea of how to move forward if you're interested in taking your doctorate of business administration. So PhD is a highly researched and philosophical based degree that's going to take a lot of your thinking time and focus. Of course, a professional doctorate, however, which is at the same level as a PhD, and of course the DBA is accredited by the Malta Further and Higher Education Authority, which is recognized around the world and recognized in Europe for ECTS credit and the Bologna process. But not only is the DBA and professional doctorate accredited at the same level as a PhD, but it has a, I would argue, even more important focus in that the research that you do on a professional doctorate is typically applied in practice. And so therefore the skills, knowledge, and capabilities that you achieve through reaching your DBA will be perhaps more practical and applicable in this lifetime and not just shoved away on a shelf somewhere. Now, if you have a background different from business, that's perfectly fine. But the focus on the DBA, Doctor of Business Administration, will be something related to business, whether it's operational, whether it's governmental, whether it's practical aspects of marketing or of finance or of management, leadership, of any area that relates to operations, people, management of people, functions of business, innovation. So it could be even in an area outside of business in the nonprofit, social entrepreneurship, or government sectors, yet you're looking at management processes, business processes, and things like that. So there's a broad range of potential topics for your dissertation that you would focus on, but generally you would want to take a DBA if you have aspirations, or you already are a leader in an organization, a manager in an organization, or a person who wants an academic edge, a competitive edge over potential other candidates for a position, or if you're very interested in a topic and you want to gain more knowledge of the literature, you want to gain more understanding of your field in a very broad way and have deep understanding of it. And particularly, which is why I took the doctorate, because I love an intellectual challenge. It is a 3-year full-time program, but full-time does not mean it takes 40 hours a week. It takes 20 hours a week. No, you will need to study on this, I would say 5 hours, maybe 10 hours a week. But for the doctorate, it depends on your schedule and also the period of research that you're in. So if you are in the modular stage, which is the first 2 years, so the first 2 years you have to build the knowledge about research, and you have to build the knowledge about different organizational processes in research, and then formulate your research proposal, and then the methodology, and all these things. And then that doesn't take that much time every week. On my own doctorate, I was raising a small child. So there was just a few months even that I couldn't do anything on it, but that was okay because there's possibilities on a doctorate to do things like extensions, or you can also talk to your supervisor because it's not like an old class. You know, you have an individualized tutor, an individualized supervisor, and these people are humans that also understand your situation, that you're a big manager, that you have a major project, that you have kids at home, that you have to work odd hours. And so the flexibility in the Triagon program particularly is wonderful. And we have built this DBA not only to be a major success for Malta's elite and those who want to have advanced knowledge and capabilities, but also we've made it flexible to fit your schedule. So we can adapt to you and you can adapt somewhat to us. Now, in the third and final year of the project, or if it's extended to 4 or extended to 5 years, that's fine. But let's say in the final year of the project, you have to do your research paper, which is quite a long paper, okay? Again, this is equal to a PhD. For some time, you will want to carve out a couple of weeks where you only focus on the writing of this great long paper, because what happens is if you try and focus on it just for a couple of hours and then go away and do something else and then a couple more hours, it doesn't create the cohesive document that you need at this grand level in order to create the research quality that you need for the doctorate, because you need to focus for an extended amount of time. You will need a master's degree. That master's degree could be in any other subject. It doesn't have to be in business. We actually invite people with backgrounds other than business to study a DBA, because because if you have a background in philosophy, if you have a background in public policy, if you have a background in education, if you have a background in anything, it actually will add, because business affects all different industries, and those other ways of thinking and ways of doing research and ways of understanding will then also positively affect the scope of your research project and make it actually more interesting. So we definitely invite people with other backgrounds as well as business backgrounds and business studies backgrounds to join this degree program. You will also need to demonstrate your English language capability. This means that you either studied in Malta or in another native English-speaking country where the language of instruction at school was English, or if you didn't study or grow up in a native English-speaking environment, then you'll have to have either an IELTS or TOEFL test score that shows that you have a capability of studying in English, or you can talk to us and we can arrange certain assessments for you. One of the great things about this degree at Malta is that we also provide assistance at the high level and at the advanced level to help you with your research writing. If you're saying, oh gosh, I'm not a writer, I don't know about academic writing, I always had a problem with English and academic writing and academic speaking, whatever, don't worry about that. We are here to help you. We're here to make sure that you get the success that you desire, and we will ensure that you have the skills and abilities necessary to write effective research and effective academic papers and hold your own in an academic context that requires a lot of critical thinking, critical speech. So Triagon's here for you. Triagon wants you to succeed, wants to take you to the next level. We're going to do it together. You can apply anytime. We have cohorts, groups that start throughout the year at different times according to the best schedule for you based on your needs. why not take the opportunity to get the doctorate that you've always dreamed about, to achieve and become the person, become the manager, become the leader who you know that you are. And if you have any further questions, just submit an inquiry and one of our specialists will get back to you very quickly. We really hope to hear from you soon, and thank you very much for considering Triagon, where new pathways are possible.